Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Shane and my neighbor just decided to start mowing their lawn, so that's fantastic. Today we are sitting down, we're playing with some new makeup. I know in my last video we played with all bestseller makeup. You're gonna see a couple of those products again today. We're gonna talk about them a little bit more again today, and I have some new products to introduce you guys as well. I love rose gold, and that is one of those looks I just never really do because I never really had the products to do it. So I went on Ulta, I went to some drugstores, and I found a few products to create today's look. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this rose gold inspired look today, then please keep watching. First, I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. Honestly, I've used quite a bit of this. I'll be on the lookout for a new primer soon. So today for foundation, I want to keep it quite light and airy. I don't want it to be too heavy on my face. For today's video, we're going to stick with this one, and we're going to be using the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Normal to Dry Skin Foundation. This is in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. I did get a little bit of color the other day. I had gone to the beach kind of as our last beach day for the summer kind of thing, and I put on zero sunscreen and I got a little burnt, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to buff this in using a sponge. My cat's literal new favorite thing to do is to eat all my cords. If you saw one of my more recent videos, you might actually recognize some of these products. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer for underneath my eyes. Honestly, I haven't been doing my makeup a ton because I've been working my, real job. And I don't tend to wear makeup there because I sweat so much and it's such a hard job. But every time I have done my makeup, I've been using this concealer and I love it, I must say. Alright, I got our concealer buffed in, and we are actually going to be trying a new product today just because I genuinely want to wear it for today's look. So here's kind of a bonus product. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. I had gotten such the wrong color in the last video, so I went back to Ulta. I was able to actually exchange everything in that video that I was worried about, so that was really cool. They didn't give me any issues, but the color was just so wrong. Did I feel like I did swatch this to make sure it was the right color. That was a little concerning. But I'm gonna try something today. I was actually just watching a makeup artist, and instead of doing big streaks with cream contour, she put it on the back of her hand first. So that's what we're gonna do, is disperse some of this product on the back of my hand. Then she used whatever brush she used for contouring, which honestly I just kind of use a smaller fluffy brush. I don't have I do technically have a contour brush, but not really for this look. I could always potentially use maybe one of my round brushes. I had this slightly bigger one I think I'm gonna try to use. I don't know, we'll see which brush works better, but she just takes a little bit on the bristles. I'm just gonna dab some off so you don't get too much. And I'm just going to start in circular motions, and I'm not pressing down by any means because I am using a cream. I'm literally just grazing the skin, and as the product is blending, I'm applying a little bit more pressure. I know that looks so intense. We're gonna continue blending out. I feel like it still looks quite harsh. Honestly, in person, it doesn't look as bad as I think it's picking up in camera. So we're gonna continue on with this method. I'm gonna do the other cheek, my hairline, a little bit on my jawline, and a little bit down my nose as well using a smaller brush. Because I feel like by the end of it, keep in mind, I haven't set my powder or anything, so there's still quite a bit of product that's gonna be layered on top of my face. So I feel like even if it might be a little harsh now, by the time everything is on, everything is blended and set, it's gonna look really natural. I think this was a really good color match too, by the way. Not a match, but a good color. This was Toast. The color called Toast. Sometimes I feel like with bronzy colors, they can make me look very, very orange because I feel like I'm kind of on the cooler side. So whenever I try to get bronzers, I've definitely been kind of in the market more for the cooler bronzers and not so much like the warm, super toasty kind of bronzers, but I really like this, I will say. Now keep in mind, I haven't gone back in my beauty blender at all, so this is literally just being worked on by the brush. I am gonna bring a little bit to my neck, not adding any more product, just working what's already on my brush down. Then I think I'm gonna try to take this little round brush and again, almost applying no pressure whatsoever, I'm gonna try to buff this in a little bit more. I always feel that there had been a fine line between bomb contour and then just mud face. And I'm not quite sure on what side of that line I'm falling on at the moment, but I'm sure you guys will be more than happy to let me know. I'm definitely gonna have to see this in like natural lighting. I'm in front of a big fluorescent ring light at the moment, so I don't think I'm gonna get the best looking thing. We're gonna leave it as is. If it looks like trash, I'll already know by looking back. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with it, so we're gonna move on. But this is what I did to the back of my hand. But I really liked that method. So plus for this, whether or not this ends up being the color that I stick with, whether I go a little bit lighter, I really like the product. Very creamy, very blendable. I am keeping this 100%. So just want to give my opinion about that. Now that my creams are all on, I can go ahead, set the face. And I like using my Maybelline Fit Me in number 5 Fair to set right underneath my eyes because this setting powder is very, very brightening. So I don't like to use it all over my face, but if I just press it, are you eating my backdrop? Then I like to just do a tiny bit in my T-zone. I don't have oily skin. Of course, if I'm really hot or whatever, some of my natural oils might produce a little bit more, but I've never really struggled with oils. I struggle more with like dry patches, but this does eliminate any shine if I do get any. Then I like to take my Airspun translucent powder, which again, it's a setting powder, but unlike the Maybelline one, it's not as brightening. It's definitely brightening, but it's not as white. So I like to take a little bit on the butt of my beauty blender and then just very lightly go over the rest of my face where I didn't set with powder yet. Even right over that contour, because I'm about to go in with a little bit of bronzer. Be careful with your upper lip. It can feel a little bit heavy and you definitely don't want any extra product buildup there. Okay, so I'm gonna let all of this powder sit on my face for a couple of minutes. I am gonna go do my brows off camera. I did just want to mention, because in that last trying bestsellers video, I did mention that I tried the brow to go or something in a mini size and it was an absolute failure. I did not want to go and try the bigger size because I was a little bit, I don't know, I just kind of had a salty taste in my mouth with it. Definitely I'm going to try it, however, I'm going to give it another chance, but I needed something like right away that I knew that worked well, so I just got my brow wiz from Anastasia. So let me fill in my brows with this and I'll be right back. My brows have been filled in and I went ahead and I dusted away the rest of the extra powder still left on my face, so now we can finally move on to eyes. Now for eyes, again, this whole theme of the video was rose gold. On top of having some higher end products, I always try to include some more affordable products. You know, even today, sometimes high-end products can get a little bit steep, so it's really nice to be able to go to a drugstore and really find some hidden gems. So I found the CoverGirl TruNaked Roses palette. Haven't tried any of these yet, but we're here today to figure out if I'm gonna like this or not. What I liked about this is it did have some mattes and some shimmers. I hate when palettes just come out with shimmers, unless it's like a really special palette. I don't know, I'm very iffy about palettes with just shimmer. Anywho, I'm gonna try to go ahead and throw a quick look together using this palette and see what we come up with. Now honestly, I want to keep the eyeshadow quite simple because we do have a liner as well, so I'm not gonna use like every color in the palette, but we're gonna come up with something. First thing is first, I'm gonna take this kind of mauvey dusty color here with a big fluffy brush, and this is gonna be my all over crease shade. Next, I'm going to take my Morphe 507 brush, and I'm going to take this deeper shade here. It's really similar to the one that we used. This one is just kind of more on the purple side. Using this color, I'm going to pack it into my outer V. It does have a little bit of fallout here. I just want to point that out. But pack it into my outer V and then work it up into my crease as well. And I'm only going to bring it about halfway, stopping right about where my pupil is. And then just using the same brush, just not adding any more product to it, I'm just going to start blending these edges. Also going to wipe away that fallout, and it actually came right off. It didn't leave any weird streaking the way that some eyeshadows do. So again, first I'm working by just kind of applying the color, and then I'll go in with my brush and blend it out. I like to do this because then if I feel like I don't have enough color, I can always go back in and add some more. I feel like this just prevents you from adding too little or too much eyeshadow. I want to highlight my brow bone really quickly, so I'm going to take this very first shade over here, just taking a tiny little brush. I'm going to place that right underneath my brows. I like that they gave you the option of a super shimmery highlight and then kind of a more muted, matted highlight that I just used on my brow. So now I'm going to actually use the shimmery one, which is right next to it. And I'm going to use a flat shader brush and just pack this all over my lids. Oh, wow. I'm not even going to pretend like I haven't seen more pigmented eyeshadows, but for a drugstore eyeshadow, it really impressed me. I really have no complaints about any of them. I mean, I know I've only used, what, 3 or 4 of them, but there's only 8 shadows in the palette, so half of the palette is already fantastic, and the only reason I don't know anything about the other half is because I haven't used them. I might try to use one of the purples possibly underneath my eyes, but again, I'm trying to keep this look very, very like rose gold and like dusty pink. So introducing purple, I don't know yet. That's gonna actually do it for the top eyes. That'll actually do it for the top eyeshadow. Again, I wanted to keep it very, very, very simple. And I wanted to keep my lid space quite light, and you'll see why with the liner. Let me go ahead and add a little bit of white to my lower lash line. I actually wish I was able to look a little bit more for like a rose gold waterline color. That would have been really, really pretty, but unfortunately I wasn't able to find anything. Honestly, I'm sure companies like NYX or like Maybelline, or really any of those drugstore companies, I'm sure they carry something similar to a rose gold liner. For the bottom lash line, again, I want to keep it very, very simple. I'm going to take my Morphe 321 brush, which is just a little bit denser, and I think, what color do I want to put? Honestly, I think I'm going to take that all over crease shade that we use, and I'm just going to sweep this on my lower lash line. I think I'm going to take a tiny bit of this highlighting shade that we used, same brush, and I'm just going to apply this right in the center of my lower lash line. So I'm not sweeping it across, I'm not putting it in my inner tear duct, I'm just applying it right in the center there, even just kind of packing it. So I think that's gonna do it with eyeshadow. So honestly, I'm really happy with this palette. I could definitely find a lot of uses out of it, make a lot of looks using it. Also perfect for the fall. I know like people might kind of stay away from these colors during the fall, but like this whole half is all like plums and purples. I can definitely utilize this. Oh, hello. I didn't highlight my inner corners, and I completely meant to do that using this same shadow that we used for my brow bone. So let me just do that real quick. Next for eyeliner, this product is really cool. So this is from, I believe, L'Oreal, and this is a rose gold liquid liner. So I wasn't able to find like a pencil to do my waterline, but I was able to find a liquid liner in store, and we're gonna try this. And this is why I wanted to keep my lid quite light, so you're still able to hopefully see this liquid liner. I do believe this is a felt tip, so we're gonna see how I like it. Now, the one thing that I can't stand that companies do, and I feel like L'Oreal does it all the freaking time, but their handle is ridiculously long, so it looks like you're getting a lot of product, but in reality, this part is the tube, where it should really be the opposite way around. This should be the handle, and this should be the tube. I'm just saying. Luckily, I don't think I'm gonna be doing rose gold liquid liner all the time, so I'll need that much product, but it's just one of those little things. So I'm gonna just try to create my usual wing liner and see if anything even freaking shows up. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Well, okay. So this isn't really working as a liner. I mean, it is very slightly. I mean, it's so unbelievably light. I can barely see it. Just unfortunately, you know, it wasn't utilized for the purpose I wanted it for today. Now, I'm probably going to just mimic this eye because you can kind of see something of a wing on this eye, so I just want it to match. I feel like with a lot of products, you can kind of go in and sort of scrape around or whatever. This is not letting me do that, and I feel like I'm not getting a lot of product on my bristles whatsoever. That's as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna try to use this maybe a little bit on my lower lash line, because even if I can just like apply it over an eyeshadow and it would look pretty, I could use it that way. So I'm just gonna add this liner basically almost to the inner corner of my eye. I mean, it's pretty if I was trying to buy like a cream to powder eyeshadow, but that's not what I was going for. I wish I was able to find rose gold mascara, but I wasn't. So instead I'm gonna use my Telescopic just carbon black mascara. I don't think I'll ever like find one that I like as much, honestly. And this is another L'Oreal thing. So that's the thing with L'Oreal, is like, I feel like every other product is a hit and a miss. Like this mascara blows everything I've ever used out of the water. I've used some great mascaras before. Even one of you guys had recommended me a mascara a long time ago and I really loved it. You just know when you're so comfortable with something and it worked for you, you just continue using it. So that's kind of the thing with this. I'll probably go back in with one more coat of mascara in just a minute. I'm gonna let this dry for a second before I apply my lashes, and we're gonna move back into the face. And for bronzer, I'm gonna bronze up my face real quick using the Butter Bronzer. I hate to bring it up one more time, but the video where I did the bestsellers, this was in it. But in that video, I dropped it. So it's a little cracked. So that's why I'm not like holding it up and showing you guys. I'm actually gonna use the same brush that I used the cream product on. I just went ahead and wiped any extra away. And we're gonna use this to bronze up my face some more. And if you haven't had the opportunity to smell this bronzer for yourself yet, go do it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's been kind of a trend recently, is like good smelling makeup. There's another product that smells delicious, but I'm not going to mention it because that is part of our next makeup tutorial, but the collection smells so good. I feel like I just went heavy with the bronzer today. Why not? Oops, and I just cracked it some more. That's great. I might skip blush. I've been using this mirror. This is my Narcissus blush palette, but we have another product and I kind of want to try it before we do anything with blush. So I got my hands on the Smashbox Petal Metal Highlighter. I got a couple pieces of this collection. I'm obsessed with the packaging, by the way. It's amazing. So this is the highlighter called Rosemantic. As soon as you open it, it says Vlada's tip, which by the way, Vlada is the one who, she was the co-creator of this collection. She is on Instagram at Vlada MUA. For a subtle glow, use a fan brush. For a more intense payoff, use a denser brush. For maximum glow, use it over a Petal Metal Primer, which I didn't get to try today. Oh, the packaging. This is one of those products that's just gonna sit out because it's just so beautiful. And I like more of an intense highlight, so we're gonna use a highlighting brush today and not a fan brush, but it does have a beautiful little mirror in here. The product itself is pressed down into like this flower. I'm actually gonna show you guys the product now up close before I even touch it, so you can really appreciate how beautifully packaged and thought out this product was. Like if I could ever design my own makeup collection, like this is a huge inspiration. I'm obsessed with the packaging. Also, it comes with a little protector sheet in case you were curious. It just kind of fell out when I opened it. We're gonna use this e.l.f. highlighting brush. Actually, you know, I wanna touch it. Oh, wow, that's pretty. All right, let's give it a try. I know that big old brown ugly stain wasn't pretty, but the highlight is, I promise you. So we're gonna pick some up here. I don't see anything tapping off, but we're just going to start. Oh, Ooh, okay. Ooh, I actually saw this. Okay, well, how did she do this? Rihanna's makeup artist did a video with Nikki Tutorials, and she's showing us how she highlights. So she starts at the brow bone and comes, oh, what did she do? Come up and then like, over, I don't know, she made this like weird S shape. Do I look like Rihanna yet? The packaging is so pretty, I don't want to mess it up. But we're gonna try this again, right? Start at the brow bone, come up and then around. Up and around. Ooh. So it's supposed to give you like this natural, well, this isn't a natural highlighting color, but it's supposed to give you a natural kind of glow to your skin. I'm curious about using that technique with like a, you know, a much more natural looking highlight. Oh, you know what I just realized? I never contoured my nose, so I'm gonna see if I can even, this is a little, oh, it worked though. So I took a little bit of that cream that has basically dried on my hand, and I'm adding 2 big ugly streaks down the side of my nose because I actually wanted to ruin today's look. Did I just screw everything up? Oh no! So you know what I'm gonna do? A little bit of veiling. A little bit of bone. Oh, I'm gonna get my butt reamed in today's video. Your contour looks so muddy. Your nose contour looks like crap. I know, it was an afterthought, and now I kind of wish I never thought it. I am gonna take a little bit of this highlighter. Oops. See, that's the weird thing. I don't like the highlighter right here. I think it looks very pretty on the cheeks, and I'm glad that I didn't use a blush because this highlighter has a lot of color to it. So I definitely don't think I'd want it all over my face. But even as like a lid color, I feel like it would be very, very beautiful. There is my thoughts about this. I think it's very, very pretty, but I don't think it's the most practical highlighter in the world. Like, I wouldn't buy this as your one and only highlighter. I would buy it as a collection piece, or if you want to try a different colored kind of highlighter, I feel like it's very complimenting. Let's finish up our eyes, guys, because I feel a little bit naked, and then we'll finish off with the lips. So I'm actually using the Studio Effects by Ardell number 231. They're a little bit bigger than I normally wear. These seem very, very wispy at the end, and I might have to cut them down a little bit, but we'll see. I can already tell you I'm gonna have to cut them down a little bit, so I'm gonna do that before I apply any glue. When I wear my black liquid liner, I can kind of get away with my eyelashes being a little bit longer width-wise because I actually let my lashes overhang a little bit. But if I'm not wearing any eyelashes, you're gonna see if they overhang. So that's why I'm cutting them down a little bit. And my neighbor decided to start mowing. I don't have another opportunity to film today, so we just gotta get through it. I just threw the lashes on. Honestly, I kind of wish I kept them a little bit longer, but it's okay. I am gonna throw a little bit of black liner, just a tiny bit to cover up the lash band, and I can almost see like a gap between my lashes and the falsies. So I want to definitely cover that, but I also want to give my lashes a chance to fully dry before I start moving them around. So we are going to move on to lips very quickly. And I have one more product here, which, where did it go? It's actually from the Petal Metal liquid lip, and you know what's crazy is I'm just noticing this is a Be Legendary liquid lipstick, and I actually have one of these upstairs in a silver, and it's beautiful for photographs but doesn't actually stay long. So I think what I'm gonna do is take one of my Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, put that on first, and then put this over that. I'm filming. So I'm going to take the color called Stone, which was one of my favorites out of the collection that I got recently. And we'll apply this all over. And while that's drying, we will go ahead and get this liquid lipstick out of here so we can take a look at the packaging. Ooh, oh, it's so pretty. So the cap matches like the packaging on the highlighter, and it says Smashbox and Vlada. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I don't mean it to be disrespectful in any way. I didn't know who she was until this collection launched. I'd feel really bad if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a very quick swatch on my hands. Whoa. It's really sticky, but it looks really, really pretty. All right, let's go ahead and give it a try. Ooh. Honestly, I think it would be very pretty by itself, but I love it with stone underneath. Has the exact same texture as the silver one that I have. Very sticky, kind of like a gloss, kind of thick. So I applied just a very thin layer over the liquid lipstick, and I feel like that's also going to help it stay a little bit longer. But, oh, it's so pretty. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eyes real quick. Just add a tiny bit of mascara to my falsies and add a little bit of a black liner. Go away. I got a new microphone for today's video and you're ruining it. Alright guys, so this completes today's final look. I had so much fun recreating a pure rose gold look for you guys. I have found some beautiful new products. I think my favorite would definitely have to be the highlighter, and the color is beautiful. I wouldn't say the color is what's drawing me to be the favorite. I think it's, again, a very beautiful product, and yes, I would purchase it again. I'm obsessed with the packaging. So this is going to be definitely one of those displayed items as well. The lipstick that I'm wearing, I think it's so pretty, but I don't think I could find myself just wearing it by itself. I think I would need, like what I did today, the liquid lipstick underneath to kind of help it stay on longer, kind of give it that like base color as well. The Toasted LA Girl liquid contour that we used today, loved it, loved it, loved it. Once I look back on the footage, I'll know if it's a good color match for me or not. So if it wasn't, don't freak out. We'll figure it out, I promise. Really loved that product though. And honestly, I really loved the rose palette from CoverGirl as well. I would get your hands on this because the funny thing is I don't have the Naked 3. That is the only Naked that I don't own, and it's the rose gold one, and I've wanted it, but guess what? This was like, what, $10 versus the $52. And I love it. So give it a try. And the last product that we tried today that was new was this L'Oreal Rose Gold Liquid Liner. I'm a little bit back and forth between it. It didn't work for the purpose that I wanted it to. Maybe it would work really well if I had nothing on my lids or like a pure white on my lids where you could really have this shown up. But even with just like the soft champagne shimmery color I have on my lids, this is barely seen. I mean, barely. So I'm going to use it to add on top of other eyeshadows to kind of give them that rose gold color. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to use this product for much more. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you're looking forward to our next makeup tutorial because we have even more products to try, and one in particular I'm very, very excited for, and I hope you guys are too. So you don't miss it, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I upload new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!